Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, November 20th. A couple of chilly days coming to the Mid-Atlantic region, but generally quiet over the next couple of days. Then we'll have a cold frontal system swing through the region late Friday. It'll bring in somewhat colder air for the upcoming weekend, and we'll have to watch low pressure that will form over the Tennessee Valley on Saturday and then probably redevelop along the Mid-Atlantic coastline by early Sunday morning. Rain should overspread the I-95 corridor region later Saturday into Saturday night and continuing to Sunday morning. It could be just cold enough in some spots for some mixing of snow primarily north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, and we'll have to continue to watch that situation as it unfolds over the next couple of days for the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look at the current surface map. High pressure generally in control in the eastern third of the nation. We'll see in a minute here on the radar that there are some sprinkles and light rain showers and snow showers up across the northeastern part of the nation. New York City could see a couple of sprinkles today, but for the most part, quiet conditions from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City today and tomorrow with moderately chilly temperatures here. The main action really in terms of precipitation is out across the southwestern U.S. It could be some significant rainfall. Places like San Diego, very far south part of California, spilling out over into Arizona. We have not only a cold frontal system moving in, but there's some tropical moisture from off the Pacific Ocean that's feeding into the southwestern U.S. And again, some significant rainfall in Southern California near the Mexico border all the way into Arizona over the next day or two. Well, here's a nationwide radar from WSI's and Telecast.com. Again, some sprinkles possible across New York City over the next few hours, but generally rain-free today. Some clouds this morning, partly sunny skies this afternoon in New York, Philadelphia, D.C., and moderately chilly high temperatures not far from 45 to 50 degrees for this afternoon. Meanwhile, out across the southwestern part of the nation, some tropical moisture, again, off of the eastern Pacific is feeding into the southwestern U.S. Same time, a cold frontal system is sliding to the east. Places near San Diego could get a few inches of rain, as well as across Arizona over the next day or two, all the way into New Mexico. Some decent rainfall where it's been dry in recent weeks, but again, some tropical moisture feeding in, and there can be a few inches of rain all the way from southwestern California to Arizona and New Mexico over the next couple of days. Well, let's kind of focus in on the weekend low pressure system that will form over the Tennessee Valley and then head towards the Mid-Atlantic coastline between Saturday and Sunday. And we'll kind of focus in on the upper level pattern here because that'll dictate exactly where the storm intensifies this weekend. First of all, deep low pressure off the Mid-Atlantic coastline pushing away this morning, and here's that system sliding into the southern part of California. Combine that upper level low with lots of tropical moisture feeding in off the eastern Pacific, and you can get a few inches of rain in normally dry areas near San Diego, for example, Arizona, New Mexico. Now let's move forward here. Again, we'll have ridging kind of popping up over the Midwest and the Northeast over the next 48 hours. Then this upper level feature is associated with a frontal system. Ahead of the front on Friday afternoon, we'll jump to 55 to 60 degrees in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philly to New York City, again ahead of the front, and then that front slides through and ushers in colder air for the upcoming weekend. At the same time, this system pulls out of the southwestern U.S., and here we go. By the early part of the weekend, the cold front is through off the eastern seaboard, and we have a pretty healthy upper level feature here now by Saturday morning. Headed towards the Mississippi Valley region. Low pressure will form over Tennessee, and exactly how this orients itself, and it's a little difficult right now for the models because it's kind of split into a couple different waves of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere, but it's a healthy looking upper level feature here, and by Sunday morning it could be a pretty strong low right near or over the Mid-Atlantic coastline. Again, decent amount of colder air comes in following the frontal passage as we begin the weekend, and certainly north of the Mason-Dixon line. There's the threat for some frozen precipitation in this pattern for the upcoming weekend. Maybe some rain mixing with snow in some areas and normally colder spots, especially north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border this weekend. And we'll move past Sunday. That'll kick on out of here. Probably the precipitation in the immediate I-95 corridor region will extend from late Saturday or early Saturday night into Sunday morning. Maybe partly sunny early Saturday, partly sunny skies late Sunday outside the window of that particular storm system, and then moderately chilly conditions to start off Thanksgiving week. Well, let's now take a look at the surface forecast maps from last night's 6Z GFS model run. By the way, these maps from tropicaltidbits.com. Again, basically quiet here in the Mid-Atlantic over the next couple of days, and then come Friday, this frontal system will be making a trek across the Great Lakes into the northeastern part of the nation. Here we are, Friday morning surface map. Low pressure pushes up into southeastern Canada. Could be some significant snow in that part of North America. And then the frontal system right in this region right here early Friday. Looks like it'll slide through and will not be a heavy rain event on Friday. Could be a few showers in the Mid-Atlantic region associated with that frontal system. The temperature could actually start to fall later on in the day, but that's after reaching a high between 55 and 60 degrees in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Could become breezy as well. Southwest winds early in the day, northwest winds late in the day and Friday night. Then we go into the weekend, and here we go. By Saturday morning, low pressure will be over the Tennessee Valley. Cooler air mass into the Mid-Atlantic region, and again we have that upper level feature now sliding across the middle part of the nation into the eastern third of the nation. And there may be one low pressure area that pushes up into the Ohio Valley with a secondary forming off the Mid-Atlantic coastline, and that the details of which will make a difference in terms of the potential of some frozen precipitation. GFS has some sleet, maybe even some snow upstate Pennsylvania late Saturday night, early Sunday. Snow behind the system across parts of the Ohio Valley. Again, the precipitation timetable for Philly, D.C., New York City, probably late Saturday into early Sunday. And ultimately, we'll end up with a decent storm off the Mid-Atlantic coastline by early Sunday morning. Whether there is an initial low that goes up in the Ohio Valley or not, still a little too early to pinpoint those kind of details, but ultimately there'll be a low from the Tennessee Valley that ends up near the Mid-Atlantic coastline come early Sunday morning. That kicks on out of here, and moderately cold conditions follow for late Sunday into Monday, the beginning part of Thanksgiving week. Well, that's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.